Welcome back to Smoke Signals. I'm Matt Montgomery along with head football coach Wayne Coleman. Jacksonville played John Tyler last Saturday in a rare afternoon game after all the weather situations, and Coach John Tyler proved to be a pretty dang good football team. That's why they're the district champion. But about the middle of the third quarter, they were kind of wondering, they were in a ball game. It was 27-14 in the middle of the third, and then they kind of asserted themselves, but the team played really good that first half.
Yeah, kids played a solid first half. Defense played really well for a while there. We had them a little nervous. Kids executed some onside kicks and did some neat things, and we got fired up there for a little while.
First half, you said, I heard you saying in practice all week, and of course probably a lot of our fans didn't know, but they were thinking, what are you doing? I think you went for 5 fourth downs in your own territory. Mm-hmm. But it was a good strategy because, like you said in practice to the kids, guys, we're playing the district champion. What do you have to lose? Let's go for it. Let's play.
Yeah, you had to go into a game like that with the attitude of play to win.
Yeah. And
don't be afraid. And if you're gonna get in a fight with a big guy that's bigger and stronger and faster than you might as well throw the first punch.
And also, we saw that because they were that kind of a team, and offensively, they seemed to have some problems with your defense. And toward the end of the ball game, I think they kind of got physical and then said, we better take this thing over. But your defense played really well.
They did. The score is kind of deceptive because we put our defense in some tough situations. We didn't get a couple of fourth downs there on our own end of the field, so gave them a short field. But I thought, our kids, they didn't worry about the score. We kept playing. They played. We played all the way to the end. I was really proud of the kids.
And I think that's really and we talked about this after the ball game and the post game, was that you preach to the kids right now. It's about playing yourself, and it's not about playing the other teams. And so that's kind of what your kids did, I thought. I was real proud of the fact that they just kept playing their game. You got the last touchdown run at the end of the game, and you could have shut it down, and didn't do that, and the kids kept playing hard.
Yeah, the kids get excited just about when we execute, and you can tell when we do things right. Some good things happen to us. There were a lot of good plays made by the Indians Saturday.
Yeah.
And there were more made by John Tyler, but they're bigger, more athletic. But I thought our kids showed up and represented real well.
Obviously, on a game like that, you're looking at things that we could do better, and obviously it's the passing game. That's still been kind of an issue for this offense. The running game's there. If you could just complement the running game with the passing game, because John Tyler, they started throwing those guys in the box, and it made it tough.
Yeah, we had a chance on some balls. Anytime somebody's going to load the box and play man, you've got to take some shots. And
those rail routes.
We took a couple shots, and just, I'll be honest with you, on one of them, it looked like we had a touchdown, and the kid makes a diving interception. Just a great play by them. But we've got to keep taking those shots. We've got to make people pay for loading the box like that.
Now, the zone read success rate game for Cameron High just did a tremendous job, and Woody did a good job carrying out the fakes, as Jamadrick Taylor did. And Cameron High had another over 140 yards rushing. Yeah,
against a really good football team. And I know Wuda had a big run also, and we did some good things. We just we got to find a way to get the passing game to complement the run right now.
Well, let's look at some highlights from the John Tyler Jacksonville game from last week. Here's that big run I think you're talking about by Wuda.
Yeah, right on GT play right there. Good kick out by the guard and pull up by the tackle.
Here's Xander Morrow making a good play defensively with Deverett.
Yeah, good penetration there by number 13, Xander. Played really well there.
And here's this is what Bryson Smith does well. Just kind of lofts it down there for his D1 receiver, Damian Miller.
Yeah, he's a great receiver, great speed, great size. Sometimes you got to take chances. We tried not to man him up very much, but they caught us on that one.
Nice interception here. This is the old tip drill by Trey Wagner. Finally, that pays off. You work on it all the time, and boom, there it is right there.
Yeah, Trey was in good position there and made a great play for us.
And here comes Cameron High with one of his carries for 16. Nice little zone read here.
Yeah, no, he does a really good job right there on that stutter step. We didn't have anybody to block that kid, and Cam just runs right through the tackle.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive move there. Froze the guy. And then here's the 46-yard touchdown run at the end of the ball game with your third touchdown. And this is just grit and guts here by Cameron High against the pylon.
Yeah, we had a pad on everybody there, and then he just beats the last guy there and gets it in for us. Great run by Cam.
And I tell you, I mean, just hearing the comments from Rick Holmes, the head coach of John Tyler, he was impressed with your football team. He said, very athletic, played very hard, very complimentary of your team, and I think they knew they were in for a game. And but eventually, though, the size, the numbers, they took over, and John Tyler gets the win. But I know you're pleased with the effort.
Yeah, I don't have any regrets with the way our kids played. I don't have any regrets with the plan. I thought we played aggressive. We played to win, and you always want to be on the attack when you're in that situation. And I felt like our kids were attacking the entire game.
Well, for the second week in a row, Jacksonville is going to get one of the big dogs in the district. Lufkin is coming to town to the Tomato Bowl for the season finale, and the Lufkin Panthers coach there, they were defeated by John Tyler in district play, but this is another team that we'll talk about that maybe in a minute, that will likely be going up to 6A. Big numbers, big school, heading to the playoffs as one of the Division I representatives of 16-5A. Talk about Lufkin, what they do well.
They're so big up front on the offensive and defensive lines. So that's going to be a real challenge for us. And they're athletic also. They're not, I wouldn't say they're as athletic as John Tyler, but they are bigger. And John Tyler had a couple guys on the line that we had trouble blocking. So it's going to be a real challenge for our kids to maintain their blocks and to get off blocks on defense. Every
game I keep saying somebody is going to stop Cameron High in that zone read, but unable to do that. John Tyler just going back, nobody's been able to stop him. I'm assuming that you're thinking Lufkin's going to try to do that Friday night.
Oh, for sure, and they do a good job. They probably do the best job of mixing up their defensive fronts, which will cause some problems for us. But so far our kids have adjusted to some things, and even at halftime the other day we changed up some blocking schemes, and the kids did a good job in the third quarter. But that'll be a real challenge for us of identifying the different fronts that Lufkin lines up in on defense.
Offensively, what's Lufkin's scheme?
They're going to run spread. They've got good receivers, good quarterback, athletic kids. And really, we'd rather see them in that. As big as they are, we'd rather see them in that than in a ground and pound type situation.
A lot of times, Coach, when you have the kind of speed that is in 16-5A, we talk about it all the time on our broadcasts about when you start seeing guys trying to make plays going east and west and trying to run around the edge. It's just not going to happen. I noticed against John Tyler, you guys ran straight at their strength. Talk about that philosophy, that coaching philosophy, because a lot of people say, man, why are you running right at those big guys like that? And sometimes that's better than trying to run to the outside of them.
Yeah, no doubt. When you've got guys loading the box on you and a team that's faster than you, a lot of times the best strategy is just try to hit a crease north and south. And now Cam High is special, though. There's times where Cam bounced on the edge there and outran kids, and he's one of the few kids we got that can do that. I mean, he can actually outrun unblocked defenders on the edge. But like the big play to Wuda was a crease up the middle, and we tried to hit those several times, and that's when you're outmatched speed-wise, that's a good plan.
Coach, going to the last ball game, Lufkin knows they're in the playoffs. I think they're getting Longview the first round, and they come in with a kind of maybe a different mentality than you guys do, maybe finishing your season. Talk about what you're going to try to get done this week as far as propelling you into next season, because this is going to be the last ball game, obviously.
Yeah, it's important for us just to stay the course, not try to change too much, try to build on what we're doing, try to improve on our passing game, look at some things that maybe Cam can do better, and defensively, actually, even though the score didn't show it last Saturday, I feel like our defense has played really well the last two games. And so,
they're tackling better. I mean, there's more contact. They're pulling, they're grabbing, they're pulling people down.
They are. They really are, and we just want to kind of keep building on that, I think.
Offensive line got a pretty good push off the ball, too, several times. I know you're going to have that against a bigger Lufkin defensive line. And you had some unconventional things. We talked about going forward on fourth down. You got that amazing onside kick that Jason Bush caught on the fly. And, I was at practice the other day when y'all ran, and I said, well, that's great in practice. If that worked in a game, that'd be great. And boom, it was perfect. Caught it right in the dead fly.
Yeah, it's nice when practice comes to the game.
Yeah.
And the onside kicks, the kids did a great job. And in the second onside kick, Deverick just out-battled them on the bottom of the pile and took the ball away from him. He just is his competitor.
I've never seen that before, Coach, when an official signaled John Tyler a ball at least twice. And then they kind of stopped for a second, went back to and nobody was getting up, and they kind of went back in there, and sure enough, Deverick Tatum had the ball at the bottom of the pile. I'd never seen them, and they said, yep, you did get it, and gave it to Jacksonville. So that's when John Tyler was kind of going, uh-oh, we got us a game here.
Yeah, and the kids were playing hard. I mean, there was a lot of excitement. The momentum was on our side of the field, and it was just great to see Deverick battle that hard for a ball on the bottom of the pile.
Keys to the game this week against Lufkin to get the win?
We've been doing a really good job of taking care of the football, so we need to keep doing that on offense. And defensively, keep tackling. We've gotten so much better in the open space. I just want to see our kids keep improving on those things.
And finally, Coach, it's senior night at Tomato Bowl, where not just the football players will be honored, but all the seniors that are involved. But particularly your team, and I know that you have not had the opportunity to work with these seniors all the way up, but I know it's kind of a special group for you because they were asked to get a new coaching staff in their senior year. Sometimes that's difficult to make changes and things, but they've responded well, and I think you're proud of them. I know that.
They have been such a pleasant surprise. Because coming in, you hear all the negatives about, well, you can't do this with these kids, you can't do this with these kids, but they have responded really well. Their attitude has been great. Their work ethic has been great. These seniors have been a real pleasant surprise for us.
Well, it is senior night at Tomato Bowl. Friday night, kickoff will be at 7:30. All the pregame will be at 7 o'clock, and that's when we'll be on the air on 103.9. For head coach Wayne Coleman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.